Australia is a hub of tourist excitement, and it is a backpacker's paradise. It truly is one of the most spectacular, beautiful, and diverse countries in the world. With over 10,000 gorgeous beaches, the incredible beauty of the outback, hundreds of tropical islands, vibrant cities, friendly people, and weird, wonderful creatures, there's no place on earth quite like it, or at least that is what I hear. Unfortunately, I have never been there. I'm here in Oklahoma with the crows that are crowing in the wind that is blowing. Crowing and blowing. Look at that rhyme, and I didn't even mean to. Wow. Hello, my name is Holly, and this is the Murder She Shed. Usually in my she shed, but today I'm in front of my she shed just for a little bit different scenery, and because it's beautiful today, I decided to film out here with my goldfishes over there. Simon was sitting right over there, but he has left me now. This is the place we honor the dead right from outside my she shed today. Here we go. Theo Hayez was one of the many people backpacking through the area. When he was 18 years old, he decided to travel around Australia to visit friends and families and see the sights. He was a responsible young man from Belgium with a great attitude and a bright plan for his future in engineering. On May 29, 2019, Theo made it to Byron Bay and planned to stay only a few days in the hip coastal town. Theo was staying at the Wake Up Hostel in Byron Bay, where a dozen or more backpackers gathered that evening for a barbecue on May the 31st. Dutchman Alexander Stategaard was among them. He was introduced to Theo by another Belgian backpacker before the group just decided to head into town for more fun. At around 9 that evening, they ended up at a local bar known as the Cheeky Monkey, a common spot for backpackers like him. Cheeky Monkey. That's a heck of a bar name, but I like it. A German woman named Annika joined them. CCTV footage showed Theo sitting at the bar in deep conversation with Alexandra. Google search data on his phone reveals that during the chat, he looked up information on a tiny little known town an hour away from Byron called Karaki. Both the backpackers that were with Theo that evening stated that they did not recall Theo being that drunk, but they did not see him leave after getting kicked out of the bar around 11 by a security guard that said he was indeed drunk. This would be the last time he was ever seen. CCTV captured him walking in the opposite direction of his hostel, located west of the Byron Bay. The last puzzling traces left by him came from his phone, which showed Theo had initially looked up his hostel on Google Maps, but instead walked the opposite direction. The big mystery is what caused him to go the opposite direction. Police were not alerted until 6 days later when he failed to return to his hostel and could not be found or contacted. And then his belongings were found in the hostel, his backpack and his passport, things that he needed. A large-scale search was launched with only a hat believed to belong to Theo located. The hat was found by a member of the public in the same area where the last ping from Theo's phone was recorded on June the 1st around the Cape Byron Lighthouse. Theo's family is certain the hat is his, but DNA testing on the material was inconclusive. The records showed Theo headed to the Cricket Nets, which is said to be a seedy or rough area of Byron, where the homeless community and drug dealers hang out. He stopped there for 7 minutes. If he had stopped to talk to someone, what did he do during those 7 minutes? That is the big mystery. That could lead you to what happened that night. I know the first part of my video, my hair was down, but I had to put it up because the wind is extremely bad, and I do apologize if there is wind on my mic. But anyway, On with the story. After this, he veers further off track from his hostel to Tallow Beach, and at a faster pace without knowing this area or even putting it into Google Maps, even though this is an area that is darker and with no clear path. He continued walking along the sand and thick bush area. This is the area his hat would be later located, and then he headed towards Cozy Corner near the base of Byron Bay Lighthouse. Why would a boy not familiar with the rugged landscape of that area go off in the dark by himself, even though he knew the exact direction back to his hostel? After midnight at Cozy Corner, Theo messaged his stepsister Emma, watched clips from his favorite Belgian comedian on YouTube, messaged his childhood friend Lou through Facebook Messenger about an Irish band, U2, coming to Australia. Those messages were lighthearted, and it appeared or suggested that he was both in possession of his phone and that he felt safe, and maybe possibly filling in some time waiting on somebody that might have been going to show up. His final Google Map search had earlier directed him to climb a very steep, rocky slope up a mountain towards the lighthouse to get back to his hostel in Byron Bay. He then turned off his location services, but experts were still able to track him using data from nearby mobile phone towers, which suggested Theo wasn't alone. A Wi-Fi handshake showed another phone was in that area. A major breakthrough in the case, or so they thought, but they would never be able to identify an individual or individuals that he could have been with. Perhaps the most concerning part of the mystery of Theo's final moments came at 12:57 in the morning. Shortly after 1, his phone stopped receiving data. Something happened at 1:02 a.m. His phone just went silent. On June 2nd, a woman named Lisa Horn was driving on Pacific Highway when she saw 2 men, one waving her down and the other lying on the ground motionless. She said the one waving for her looked to be in his 30s, and she never saw the other one's face, though he looked to be dead or unconscious, she said. She made the safer decision to keep driving, and she called authorities. Authorities came out to the area, but never were able to see or locate anything suspicious. It wasn't until later when she saw a news story about Theo that she realized the clothing on the man laying down and the clothing Theo had been wearing looked similar. She told authorities she thought it may have been Theo, but never heard back from them. Police have theorized Theo clambered up the beachside cliffs, dropped his phone, then fell, and was swept out to sea. Something his family says goes against the teen's sensible, risk-averse nature. His friends said Theo was kind and responsible and didn't take drugs or drink excessively. Some people have the theory that possibly his drink had been spiked at the bar. Records show that he had only had 2 drinks while he was there, but yet he was kicked out for appearing drunk. If you watch CCTV footage, he doesn't seem to appear drunk, though. Another lead was being investigated that involved a woman that went missing in the area. A homeless former microbiologist, Thea Little, disappeared 5 months later after Theo had disappeared, and some people speculate this case could be connected to Theo's disappearance. Her skeleton remains were eventually found nearby at a secluded campsite in the bushland off of Tallow Beach Road, the same campsite that Theo's data had been traced to. This area is a hangout for junkies. A tipster claimed to have overheard a conversation at a Byron pub in which 2 patrons quizzed a man about a missing Belgian backpacker. A day later at the same pub, the same man purportedly dropped a bombshell about the enduring mystery. They decided to hide the body in dense bushland in Byron. I hope this information is useful, and no matter the circumstances, hope that Theo's family is given the closure they deserve. That was what he had overheard, or so he says. The tip led to another claim that Theo's belongings had been dumped at a squatter house in Nimbin. Private investigator Ken Gamble, acting pro bono for the Hayez family, tracked down the home and discovered a mysterious link to the missing woman named Thea. Among the rubbish, broken floorboards, and smashed glass, he found letters addressed to Thea and her luggage. He went there as a tip they had got on Theo because they were told that Theo's belongings would be at the house. And then it ended up being the woman's belongings that was at the house and not Theo's. So this connected the two crimes together. Or perhaps maybe just the two names got confused, Theo and Thea. Maybe that's all it was linked. Who knows? Theo's data showed that he had hung out, though, in similar places as Thea. Police do decline a link between Theo and Thea. A recent inquest found Theo died shortly after he disappeared on that night in Byron Bay of 2019. But whether he died as a result of an innocent accident, as police think, or foul play, as his family think, and also a detective that the family hired, they all think it's foul play. They think it may be one individual or several people that were involved in his disappearance. What is the family's worst fear is they may never know what happened to Theo. So sad. Such a sad case. And my prayers go out to the family. I just can't even imagine. Just the other day, he was declared legally dead by a coroner. Horrible. What is your theory about what happened to Theo that night? All right, guys, I will leave you with a few bloopers, and I'm sure I have a few. I love y'all. Bye. This is my little pond over here, my goldfish in it. I actually built it for my ducks. My ducks are scared of the pond I built. They won't get in it. I know, my ducks are retarded. My goodness, my wind is gonna cooperate today. Wonderful creatures. There's no place on earth quite like it, especially when it comes to Oklahoma wind. I'm wishing I was in Australia right now. Stop it, just for a little bit. There comes crows on top of the wind. You're just going to get all these wonderful noises, and I apologize. And now leaves are on my head. Vibrant cities, friendly people, and weird, wonderful creatures like that crow. Stop, crow. Get out of here. Get out of here. Why you going to be right here? Get out of here. I think he left. Or not. He's just circling around me. He's just trying to annoy the freak out of me. Theo Oh, wait to that big wind. That's a giant wind. I'll probably blow something over. It's so Australian. Shit. You see that? Just wrecking havoc. It's hard to say on my mic. Wrecking havoc. Now, wind is wrecking havoc on my mic. And 1 o'clock that morning. Come, Simon. What are you doing over there by yourself? You're going to hit my mic again. What's new about that? Oh, my goodness. Here goes my mic. How many times? And he's about to pull my ear things out. How many times has he busted my mic? Because mine's got dents all in it. Total ears. These total ears. You don't let me messing with them. He totally... Oh, my goodness. You're such a big baby, I swear. He likes when I do that. It excites him. Oh, she wants me to do it again. You're weird, you know that? Though he looked to be dead or unconscious, making the safer decision to keep driving. My microphone is moving. Toot, 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 toot. You have to move. Time to drink Dr. Pepper since I see Max coming, because he'll be all up in here. Oh, both of them are coming. Joy, Simon and Max. That's what y'all are. All right, I guess I'll let y'all go on that note, because they're going to get crazy now.